Alright, so before we begin, there are 2 warnings I must make now. First, once again, this is content that we're about to cover that is exclusive to the PSP version of Eternal Punishment. If you're playing the PS1 version, you will not be able to do this. Secondly, if you chose to do Ellie's Path, you are also unable to do this next thing, because it is locked in Nanjo's Path exclusively. Also, ignore my SP situation. I didn't heal. Anyway, welcome back to Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Today, we are taking care of some optional stuff. Well, we're taking care of one optional thing, because it's probably going to take the length of one whole video to do. And then we're going to do more optional stuff next time, because there's a bunch of stuff that's opened up that's optional that we need to do before Smile Haraska. And then we got to go and fill out a whole map at Smile Haraska, so that's going to be fun. But first, we're going to pay a visit to our good long-nosed friend Igor at the Velvet Room. Now that we have finished the lab in Nanjo's route specifically, we talk to Igor now. We can check the additional scenario. And now Lone Shadow 2 is available. This is only available in Nanjo's route specifically. If you are playing Ellie's route, you will not have access to Lone Shadow 2. So, let's see what our friend Tatsuya has been up to. Why was he at the lab in the first place? Oh shit, I forgot to buy items. Uh-oh. That's definitely Tatsuya's voice. Unbelievable. How can this be? Former Detective Tatsuya removed the earphone, shook his head and looked up at me. After a moment, he half rose from the bench and handed the voice recorder back to me. There was no change in his dumbfounded expression. Of course. If I hadn't seen Tatsuya-kun pseudo's personas myself, I doubt I'd have believed it either. So normal people can see personas! The voice recorder played back what Tatsuya-kun told me about the events on the other side, his guess about what's going to happen here on this side. He finally told me after I promised to keep it a secret, but I secretly recorded it. Sorry, Tatsuya-kun. Adults will lie without batting an eye. Persona. But is it really possible for rumors to come true? I removed the charm that I'd inserted into my police notebook. This is the student emblem that Tatsuya-kun lent me. Supposedly, as long as you have the Seven Sisters emblem on you, you'll be safe even if Joker targets you. It's been a hot topic among the kids lately, and true pseudo hasn't appeared before me ever since. So I said, but he probably couldn't believe me. Adults needed adult logic. If you'd like to verify it for yourself, try going to a bar called Parabellum. It's near this park. Just as rumors say, they have things for sale, like this for sale. I opened the front of my jacket, drew the G33 from the shoulder holster hanging under my left side, then removed the magazine to be on the safe side and handed him the gun in pieces. It might be an ultra-compact handgun you could tuck into the palm of your hand, but used G37 SIG bullets. Had firepower comparable to a .357 Magnum close 5 times the .32s the station lent us. It's often called a pocket rocket. Naturally, these don't get supplied to Japanese police officers. The guns were lent for work had to be returned each day to the service office, so I purchased this weapon for my own personal protection. If you abide by the rules against criminals who use personas or demons or whatever, you won't be able to defend yourself. Yeah, that's true. This is the real thing? So the foreign detective growled as he verified the weight of the gun, the bullets, and the magazine. Said rounds aren't the so-called full metal jackets, which are the full penetration ammo allowed for use in P-30JPs and new Nambus. These were jacketed hollow points which were exposed to land on the tips and had a pit in the center. They were warheads meant to stop a person stone dead. Their penetrative power fell short to FMJs, but when it came to dealing damage to soft targets like human bodies, they were far superior. This is because the lead mushroom, at the moment of impact, effectively delivered a shock and caused massive blood loss. As a result, their use was prohibited in international warfare per the Hague Convention. I heard it's because they were deemed inhumane due to the unnecessary suffering they caused. Apparently, there was such a thing in this world as humane warfare. Black stars and Macross aren't something you can get your hands on at a moment's notice. Even using black market routes from the mainland, the Philippines, and Russia. I don't know how it works precisely, but I can conclude the rumors have become true. put that away right now. Suo-san handed back the gun magazine, the rest of his chin on his hands were propped on his top of his thighs, and uttered another groan. Next to him, the wrappers for the onpan we lined up and eaten together swayed in the autumn breeze under the cardboard milk pack. He'd squeezed in time for me during his lunch break, so we wound up eating here as we talked. It's barely any meal at all for a security guard who spent all his time on his feet, but we couldn't exactly chat about all this over at the cafe around the corner. I asked when his lunch break ended, and that time had already passed. I feel bad to keep him here for much longer. I'd rather get back to the main issue. Even now, Tatsuya-kun's pursuing Pseudo. He believes he's the only one who can cope with the situation. Or rather, he believes that as the only one who hasn't lost his memory, he has to do this all alone. That's why. Is Tatsuya aware of the situation? No, I suspect not. It seems Sergeant Pseudo is cooperating with a woman named Maya Amano, whom Tatsuya-kun is trying to protect. Tatsuya-kun said he doesn't want to get his friends from the other side or his family involved. That's why he left home. This is fundamentally not a task for children. It's our job as police officers. However, you and I both know that the police are not reliable. Togashi still. Thinking over his former friend, Suo-san looked up at me as if begging for good news. I didn't have any I could tell him, though. He's connected to Tatsuya Pseudo. It's clear that he and Captain Shimazu are obstructing the investigation and make sure Tatsuya Pseudo doesn't get detained. Togashi. He seemed to age 10 years, his head sagged down, hand on his brow. It was probably tough knowing his best friend betrayed him and continued to participate in the crimes for which he should have been arrested. Somewhere inside, he still trusted Togashi. Right now, the only person who could defeat Pseudo and protect him was Tatsuya-kun. I realize I'm asking too much. But he can't shoulder the burden all alone. I'll support him to the extent that I'm capable. Tatsuya-kun needs the help of adults who know what's really happening. We first met at Zodiac during a tree modeling. After hearing about the inevitability of Takuya's death and the secrets of the world, I forced Tatsuya-kun to make a deal with me. I'd provide him with a place to stay and information on the Pseudo investigation, trying he'd make sure Pseudo dies and stays dead. Most likely, no matter how things go, Tatsuya-kun will eventually have to settle things with Pseudo regardless. Legally speaking, there might be room to assert that it was legitimate self-defense, however it doesn't change the fact that he's hurting and killing someone. No matter how evil that someone may be, the fact that he's ending their life will leave an indelible scar in Tatsuya-kun's heart. But it's not all his fault. I'm the one who requested Pseudo's death. I don't care if it's just a consolation. It might be enough to allow him to forgive me. Himself. Could you possibly let Tatsuya-kun do as he wills? Suo-san stood up then, the shade of anguish fading from his eyes, seeing he made the decision to watch over his son, who was trying to oppose a cruel fate. Understood. I feel at ease knowing that he's in your care. I'll talk to my wife and withdraw the missing persons report. Thank you very much. I bowed my head, grateful from the bottom of my heart. He was basically telling me he's giving me his son's life, when I couldn't have complained, if he struck me instead. But with this, I should get a little easier for Tatsuya-kun to make his move. Even at the best of times, he stands out. So long as he's moving around this city, it's better to remove as many unnecessary hurdles as possible. I never dreamed that I'd get mixed up in something like this. Is this what you call fate? I meant to do this for their sake, but ultimately I ended up pushing my failure onto my sons. I'm truly sorry to you too, Shiori-san. I capitulated to Tatsuya's threats to protect my family. Thanks to that, you're now in this position. Suo-san and me, Chief Togashi and Pseudo-san, the heaviest of investigations of kids who created this side, and finally the woman who holds the fate of the world, Maya Amano. Tatsuya's core connections sprout from him like a mandala, but a warped one, fashioned by a malicious artisan to mock its viewers and subjects. While the individuals look unrelated at a glance, they draw a similar relationship tried through someone else. For us, whose names joined the list without any of us the wiser, 10 years' time hasn't given us any resolution at all. All the loss and despair we struggled to endure, all the sorrow and rage that piled upon us, was nothing more than the overture. That said, we had plenty of time to make sure we'd recover. Even so, don't underestimate us humans. I'm sure I'd done the same had I been in your shoes. Besides which, I'm glad now that I became a policewoman. I got to meet Tatsuya-kun. I can extend a hand to kids who commit crimes without forcing them into the twisted society adults created. It might be impossible for now, but one day I want to make our society one where kids like Tatsuya-kun can live with a smile. That's the task of us adults. Kids mustn't be forced into a world where they have to sacrifice something in order to enter it. I heard the Aerospace Museum blimp is flying. Let's go check it out! Whoa, the rumor it flies was true! Let's go, let's go! Overhearing the voices of children running nearby, Suicide and I shared a glance and looked up at the sky. Couldn't see it from here, perhaps it was true the blimp was flying. Come to think of it, I heard fire truck sirens really just a bit ago. I don't know why, but I got the feeling that Tatsuya-kun's almost certainly on that blimp. See it through to the end, Tatsuya-kun, so you don't regret a thing. Conan Lunar Power, Shiori Miyashiro's home. I'm home. I knew there would be a response. At this hour, Shiori-san should still be at work. It still felt like I'm barging in here, but if I'm true that anything but home, she'd get mad. I hopped to the bathroom, took a shower with my motorcycle leather still on. It was already soaked with loads of salt water. It's quicker to wash off the salt this way. Tatsuya Pseudo was dead, but I don't think this is the end. Maya also hadn't given up. It seemed like all of them, my brother, Uola-san, that other guy, were chasing me and Pseudo down. When I saved Yoshizaka at the 7th clock tower, I gave Maya an emo and advised her to spread a rumor, so I figured it'd be safe for me to leave her alone for now. I was naive. The more I pulled away, the more she'd approach me with that steady smile until before I knew it, I couldn't get her out of my head. Even way back, she would have gotten to me like that, but giving her that advice was fuel for her engine. So, I was right to keep an eye out for June in the meantime. I knew Pseudo, who had already tried to abduct Yoshizaka, would absolutely try to force June into the Master World Joker, and I had been right. Malware bites? What the fuck? Oh my god, give me a second. Fucking malware bites. Honestly, I wanted to settle up with Pseudo before he captured June, but I got thrown off when Maya appeared. I decided I'd never have anything to do with him again, but June got involved at that time. He had to have recognizing my face. Really, at this rate, I'd need at least 5 of me to protect everyone. I'm sure he picked his next move ages ago. It's obvious I still haven't gotten 1 millimeter off the rails he laid down. Once I stripped and washed the salt off my skin too, I got out of the shower and changed to the jeans Shiori-san bought me. I'd like to just let my leathers dry out in the sun, but there wasn't any point. Flipped the switch on the dryer in the washroom. I headed to the room I'd been borrowing and threw myself down on the single sofa bed. Aside from the sofa bed, there were 10 cardboard boxes of Shiori-san's in the corner that she hadn't unpacked, and a clothing case for me. That was it. I was grateful just to have a place I could stay, somewhere close to Maya in case anything happened. That was more than enough. However, I really should have left without saying a word that night we met Zodiac and kept Shiori-san from getting involved with this any further. But Shiori-san told me about her younger brother. I couldn't leave in silence then. Her brother was murdered by Pseudo in my place. 10 years ago, the day Shiori-san's younger brother was killed, was the same day Maya and myself were locked up in a layer shrine on the other side. The other side Pseudo set the shrine on fire while we were locked up inside it. Since I was just a kid, I was finally able to escape by just barely squeezing through a gap in the floorboards. I went outside in order to save Maya, but I was stabbed in the back. That's why I awoke to my persona and burned Pseudo's face. Pseudo thought that Maya had done that, so that's why he stalked her. When we lost to him, in order to recreate a world where Maya lived, we changed history a little bit and some things were erased so they never happened. On this side, we all never met 10 years ago, so Pseudo also never stabbed me. To fill that hole, Shiori-san's little brother was killed. I understood why. It was a present from him, showing me what happens when we change history. Damn it, you fucking bastard! I twisted and pulled at my hair. I hated him so much I can go mad. I won't forgive him. I wanted to kill him. I wanted to die and disappear. I dug my nails into the mark he left on my right arm. God damn it, we're in the middle of a gloomy monologue. The sudden ringing of the telephone brought me to my senses. So overwhelmed by exhaustion, I thought I heard Maya's voice in the answering machine message. The incoming call was on the landline in Shiori-san's room. But something was odd. The person who called in didn't say a word or hang up, just stayed on the line, silent. I strained my ears to what I could hear in the next room through the slightly ajar door, so maybe after a minute that man's voice suddenly, hesitantly began to whisper. I know who you called. You're capable of hearing this. Contact Sergeant Sue as soon as you can. Contact my brother? I didn't get it. I guess the guy who called Shiori-san was in trouble. Wait, who you called? I have a bad feeling about this. I jumped to my feet, hurried into Shiori-san's room, and turned on the TV. On the other side, he got humanity to self-destruct by making rumors come true and spreading anxiety through society. I got the sense that by going out of his way to make me run to Pseudo and spreading the rumor about Joker, he was using the same tricks even on this side. Even the news was just on one of his tools. I flipped through the channels to a program about that shady fortune teller woman who did the Wang Long fortunes, were popular these days, caught my attention. Kagare calls for further Kagare, and Joka causes sin to increase. The more people sin, the greater Kagare's power becomes. It is cause and effect. You must not let the jealousy and petty grudges consume you. You must not perform the Joker curse. If you do, you will be possessed by Joka. Thus, those who perform the curse will end up becoming a Joker themselves. What the... Wow, so then the Joker isn't just one particular person? My heart pounded my throat as every hair in my body stood on end. My memories of the other side, what had happened on this side, intersected dizzily in my head. I understood what the answering machine message was a moment ago and Stu's last words meant. The man who phoned in knew both that Shiori-san had called Joker and what was said on TV just now. So he furtively warned her that there was a danger that she herself would become Joker. I didn't know who the hell that was, but it was someone who knew what was going on. But he couldn't do anything about it himself. That's why he told her to ask my brother to her help. Shiori-san said that there were guys in the police force who were trying to mislead the investigation on Joker and Pseudo. Most likely, he was someone in the police who knew that, same as Shiori-san. The fear had been spread. The Joker won't die. What Pseudo was saying was that this is how Joker will circulate and multiply. I looked at the phone in that room and called Shiori-san's cell number, which I had memorized. Come on, pick up! Joker was already drawing society's attention. In a program like this, it would be a matter of a rumor and a flash. It was a matter of time before Joker would appear all over town. Respectable people would just laugh off a program like this. What happens if the rumored fortune teller stats come true? What was a joke will become the seed for what if, for a ton of people. People will spread it by word of mouth. Fear and anxiety will in turn spread like an epidemic, and at last it will become reality. That's how the curse that people unknowingly set off became common knowledge, and the other side fell to ruin, just as he planned. The same thing was starting to happen here. The person closest to me is the sacrifice. Damn it! No good, she wasn't picking up. It alarmed me that it wasn't even going to voicemail. I headed back to my room, picked up the story I stole from Pseudo at Zodiac, and left Shiori-san's house. I needed to find her before she killed someone. Science Research Laboratory, Security Control Center. Maya, you still haven't given up? When I jumped at the security fence and reached what looked like the security room of the research lab, found the security guards had already been overcome and the alarms and monitors cut. No wonder it was so easy for me to sneak in. I found 3 warped coins on the floor next to the security guards collapsed in front of the door. There was only one person who could take out gun-toting enemies or something like that. Baofu, that shady old man. Which meant Maya and my brother were here too. They were probably a step ahead of me and got wind the kidnapped Joker users were dragged here. This was going to be a pain. 2 full days had passed and I left Shiori-san's place and tracked the rumors to this place. In that time, Shiori-san hadn't returned home or to the police station. There's no mistake. His underlings had kidnapped her. All over town, people who used the Joker curse have been turning into Joker users, for some reason getting kidnapped just as quickly by some unknown party. I needed to simultaneously release Shiori-san, Maya, and the others, figure out who the guys hunting down Joker users really were. They were the pawns he was using in place of the mass circle. I'd knock out all 3 tasks at once. If possible, I wanted to get my hands on the information here before Maya and the others did, then erase my tracks so they wouldn't get any deeper than they already had. Could I do it? No, I will do it. That's a bold statement there. Alright, so we are here with Tatsuya. I am fucked, dude. I didn't buy it. I mean, I have 30 beads and 99 chewing souls. I have a decent enough supply of other items. Also notice I can't use the DX instance because my dexterity is maxed. So having a few silver miniatures will be nice to have, but yeah, I only have 3. I really don't want to use them all. I have an Awaken, a Kasha Grin. Okay, yeah, this is all the stuff. Alright, so let's get to it. So, with our boy Tatsuya, we are here at the lab again. Alright, yeah, we're using the PS1 version I'm using. So, this is basically the same dungeon we were at before. One fun thing, though, is, unlike our last excursion with Tatsuya, there are certain demons in this section of Lone Shadow that we can actually get cards from. There are only 2. One of them is right here, Shogoff. By using Tatsuya's Death Gaze, we can actually get eager reactions out of them. Oh, he's going. Yeah, I'll go. Where are we going? Yes. Alright, give me my cards. Alright, 40 tower cards. That's absolutely wild. That is a lot of cards for this point. Anyway, so the Velvet Room is not available, but the Trish's Fountain still is. But anyway, we need to go down here. And we're gonna run into like 500 different encounters. Oh look, it's the other encounter we can get cards from. Python is another encounter we can get cards from using Tatsuya. So we are gonna use our death stare. And we're gonna stare at him again. You say name. Tatsuya Suo. Hey, my name is not funny. There's no need for words. Give me my cards. 45 strike. My god, that's wild. I didn't even know you got so many cards out of these dudes. That's insane. Alright, let's go. We need to go over here to the containment room. Unfortunately, our map is not filled in this time. Like, if I see a Python or Shogoff, I am just gonna grab cards out of them. I don't need the EXP. But if you need the EXP, I would honestly advise you want to reach rank 8 before we reach the end of this section. Like, it is very important that you get rank 8 because we're gonna need as much power as we can get. Alright, give me my cards. This is a nice source of getting some strength and tower cards. Alright, so we need to come over here to the confinement room. We must go into the confinement room. Oh hey, it's Akichi. Suo, you're Suo from Savage, right? Akichi, what the hell are you doing in a place like this? He scared me half to death. Why was he here? What I'm doing here? What are you doing here? You coming with the Amano-san and the others? So they were here after all. Judging by how he phrased it, seems like he bumped into Maya and the others in this research building. You gotta be kidding me. I was going to have my work cut out for me at this rate. Yeah, where did Maya, Amano-san and the others go? I'm not too sure, but they went to investigate somewhat deeper inside this building. Damn, this place is something else. The guys who were taken here and they're in the back. Is that everyone? I didn't see any sign of Shori-san. Was she somewhere else? Yeah, these guys are the only ones here. I'm looking for a guy named Sugimoto myself. Oh, they were doing human experiments, those bastards. This guy called Nanjo's gonna look after him at the hospital, so I'm gonna take him to the trail in the parking lot. Nanjo? Yukino-san's acquaintance? This place originally belonged to the Nanjo group. If this Nanjo was working with Maya, then that means that not everyone in the company was acting as his pawns. Hey, you say Sugimoto? He's a dude from Asuko, God Muggle, and Mother can love. Don't know him. Couldn't tell him that I knew his other sides very well. He in trouble, this guy didn't forget everything. Still, Kichi's reason for being here suddenly hit me. Even on the other side, he and Sugimoto got on it like cats and dogs. So you came here looking for him after he used the Joker curse on you? You're as soft-hearted as ever. You sure know a lot about me. Take this. I threw him a badge with a 7's emblem depicted on it. Kichi caught it and stared at it blankly. Should still be effective against Joker users. The hell is this? Don't tell me you bought that rumor too! Shut up and take it. I'll stick with you as far as the parking lot. Follow me. So long as this is Akichi and the synchronized Akichi don't remember the other side, you won't be able to use this persona anymore. I couldn't leave him be. Hey, thanks! I owe you one, man! Alright, so now that we have Akichi with us, we must walk all the way back. But I'm pretty sure there's an item over there. Hey, look, it's Shogoth. Let's get some more tower cards. I actually do want the tower cards. So getting these from Shogoth now is very nice. Even though his responses are a mess. Please? The limit? What is that? A bug? Whatever, give me my cards. 40 tower cards. Thank you, Shogoth. Pretty sure there's an item. Nope. Okay. We just had to backtrack to the security room. Dude, they're just giving me all the encounters that I can use to get cards out of. I'm getting so many strength cards I don't even know I'm ever going to use. I mean, I'll take them. Don't say bad things about my name. Alright. 45 tower cards. Oh, I had a Stoma up, but it didn't matter. Because I was running into encounters anyway. And literally it's just all encounters that I can get cards out of so far. I haven't needed to actually fight an enemy so far. They're drowning. No, you're not drowning. Get lost in the wilderness. Okay. Okay, please. What does he sell? The Necronomicon? Give me my cards, dude. 40 tower cards. Alright. What the fuck is the stairs again? Over here. Oh, nice. I haven't had to fight anything yet. Oh, come on, dude. Dude, stop giving me the 2 enemies that I can farm cards out of. I have 362 tower cards. I will probably never need to grab tower cards again at this rate. Yeah, I'll go. Thanks, dude. Alright. Uh-oh. I thought something weird was going on, so you're the intruder! I made Akichi way outside, head into the security control, and walked to a face full of guns. I didn't figure the security guards would notice me. I guess they came from another floor to check things out. What, a kid? Where the hell did you... I was no hero. I didn't need to wait for them to finish their lines. Before they finished babbling, I crouched and I dashed towards them. Wow, he does the thing that no protagonist ever would do. He doesn't give them an opportunity. Anyway, we have 2 enemies, so you know what that means. Moragidine! Flare shot. Baby damage. Repeater. Baby damage. Bye! Whoa, you lived! Okay. Well, that's cute. Uh-oh. Not gonna be bad. Never mind. That was easy. Yeah, I'm not leveling up anytime soon. I confirmed that there wasn't anyone else in the parking lot, then called to Kichi. All clear, Kichi. Move it! You hide with everyone inside, Kichi. Don't close the door all the way. You'll suffocate to death. Yeah? Hey, Suo, you and me, we're talking with casual each other for a while, but I gotta ask, how do you know my name? Who doesn't know the undie boss of Cuss High? Undie boss? The hell is that? It's kind of familiar, but also kind of pissing me off. I messed up. Looks like he never had that nickname on this side. Couldn't talk to me further than this. Whatever. Just watch over these guys. Amano-san and the others will be back soon. Hey, what are you gonna do? And we're just gonna straight up ignore him and go. Anyway, now that we've done that, we get to backtrack. Right back to where we were. We need to go right back to the containment room. And then probably get into more encounters with pythons, which means more cards. Dude, we are gonna stockpile a healthy number of these damn things by the time we get out of here. I'm Tatsuya. Give me some cards, please. I want your cards, please. Thank you. 45 strength. Alright, we just go this way. And then we go this way. Oh wait, there's an item over here. Alright. Or we just go into the jaws of yet another python who will give me more cards. My god, I have so many fucking cards already. 240 already. Just from a handful of encounters. Tribe. My arm is delicious. I am scared of my mother. I don't even think we ever hear about Tatsuya's mother. So, I mean, that's a funny one. Alright, let's go. Up, more dudes. Hey, you! What are you doing here? I was in a bad mood over Kichi. Sorry, guys, we're gonna take it out on you. Tatsuya, you shouldn't beat up random dudes to take out your aggression on. Anyway, these are the same guys as the last time, so you know, Maragadine spam. Do not put me to sleep. Good. Alright. Nice knowing ya. Never mind. They get one more turn. This, kids, is why we have an abundance of items. I mean, after all, their EXP is not much. Security guards were carrying key cards marked as level 1 cards. Looks like they were local security. I took them. Alright. So let's heal up a little bit before we go. Let's use a rattle drink. And a couple of chewing souls. Alright, now that we have the level 1 card, we can actually go do stuff with this. So we should be able to access level 1 doors. And run into more pythons. There are other enemies in this place, but I just don't seem to run into any of them. Alright, good. Well, now it's a basic or a freebie. Give me your cards. Thank you, dude. Alright. Oh, this is a shutter. Oh, never mind. Level 1 security. Alright, let me glance at my notes real quick. Okay. Up the stairs. Then we run into an encounter. Do I keep running into the 2 encounters that give me cards? We literally only saw one other enemy that isn't a Python or Shogoth at this point. I haven't had to attack an enemy so far in this place. I'm Tatsuya Suo. Can I have some cards, please? Thank you. Goodbye. Like, I haven't had to fucking fight anything yet. Alright, we need to change security to A. Alright. So we need to backtrack now. According to my notes, there's another stairwell to 2F. Over here. Hey look, an actual encounter! Alright, I don't know what you guys have. Power. Let's try Miragina and see if that works. Yes, it does. I swear, I'm getting like the world's weirdest damage rolls where I sometimes kill things in one hit and sometimes I don't. Hey, Queen Salt, nice. I mean, I'm loving the overabundance of free cards I'm getting. Alright, this is the wrong way. So I'm assuming it's this. I'd like to make a note that it has been almost a week since I did the lab the first time, so naturally where the hell I'm going in this damn place is, yeah. Sure, I'll go. Okay. What is seen in the silence? Yellowish blue. Thank you for your cower cards, my friend. Oh my. Shogoth is so weird. Hey, look, a demon I can actually fight. Blow him up. I could always run away from them, but they could always give me a card. I don't know. Well, they both lived, but it's not like they're doing damage to me. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. It is very important that we get to rank 8 before the end of this place. So if you don't need tower or strike cards, fight everything here. There is Attrition Spring if you need to heal. Alright. We go through here and run to an encounter. It's another Python. I mean, I'm going to take the cards while I can get them. This is like the freest set of tower and strike cards I'm ever probably going to get in the entire game. Especially with Tatsuya's insane level. Television. Thank you for your cards. Alright, 2 Bs. Makes up for the fact I didn't buy items. Alright, so I went the wrong way. Apparently, I should probably pay better attention to my own notes. And I'm gonna grab these cards. I mean, may as well, they're free. Borderline free. Also, in the corner of my eye, I see Leon riding donkey. I know that sounds weird, but no, that is actually what's happening. Shirtless Leon riding donkey. I mean, to each their own. I mean, I get that a lot of people like Leon, but, you know, whatever, man. Okay. Switch. E-store. Okay. Shogoth for cards. I'll take all your cards. They're drowning. Drowning where? What color is in there? The 5 million times shoes. Okay. That name, what is it? Yellowish blue. I'm starting to understand the weird demons. I feel like north is the right way. No, it's not. Give me your Shogoth. You need to give me your tower cards. We need these for our later persona. I'm gonna take these while I get the chance. Sure. Uh-oh. What are you gonna see? What does he sell? Necronomicon? Okay, forgot what I said earlier about understanding the weird demons. Apparently I do not understand them still. 3 True Souls. Wait a minute! I'm maxed out! I can't carry anymore. There you go. Alright, so we go this way. Into the arms of more Shogoths, because apparently Shogoth just loves Tatsuya. I have a very unhealthy number of cards now. I don't even think I need 500 plus tower cards, but whatever. I guess this is the situation we're in now. We're just in a world where we have a boatload of tower cards. And keep in mind that that Tatsuya's items are shared with Maya, so Maya's just gonna suddenly find that she has a ton of random tower cards in her purse and wonder where they came from. Like, just imagine opening up your bag and just a flood of cards come out of it, and you don't know where they came from. You just go away for 5 minutes, and then next thing you know, your fucking bag is stuffed to the brim with cards that you don't even remember grabbing. Anyway. Alright. Switch. Alright, so this is the HP trap room, should be. Hey look, an enemy I can actually fight! Gosh, it feels like it's been 3,000 years. Blow him up, Tatsuya. Wow. Zanma. Wow, 7 damage. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Wow, 7 damage. How scary. They're dead. Roasted. Nothing. Well, unfortunate. Alright, so this should be the... Yep, ouch! Yep, this is HP trap, alright. Alright, change it to B. Alright, so now... Stairs. Then we go west. I look through my give my notes a little glance just to make sure I'm on the right track. But we are still also on the track to max out on strength and tower cards. I can make probably whatever strength persona I want at this point. Alright, thank you, Python. Python and Shogoth are like the real MVPs of this playthrough right now. Alright, let's see. I hate to say it, but I think I may be lost again. I mean, I have a map, so I probably should be using that. Alright, give me all those cards. Alright, let's see. Where the fuck am I? It's this way? No. Did I take a wrong turn somewhere? Is there another stairway on that floor? Well, I'm gonna have to go check. I'm actually gonna go check. I'll be right back. So in all my infinite wisdom, there was a stairwell literally right behind where we were after we flipped the switch. Alright, so let me see. Alright, so western here. Whoa, this is the SP trap room. Alright, this encounter is going to take like 2 turns, so I'll be right back. Alright, so during an encounter on my way back to the other room, I did get a Zionga card. Alright, so this way. Alright, so this way. Follow path to dudes. Alright. Not these dudes. In which I'm just gonna kill them off screen. Give me a second. Alright, so the birds only really have Zionga and physical attack. They have a bunch of ailments, but we don't care about those. Alright, so we come this way. We should get assaulted by more birds. I'll be right back. Alright, birds have been roasted. I'm probably going to need to use a couple of Truling Souls soon. But if we keep following this path, we should get to the arms of every encounter under the fucking moon. Oh my goodness. Alright. Change of plans. We're whipping out the Nova Kaiser on Heinir here. So, blast him. Dedge. Oh no, Zanma! Oh no, 7 damage, goodbye! Why have I not been doing that? That's a lot more effective than using Miragidyne. I mean, I guess it's a single target skill, so I mean, that's like the one bit negative. Oh, here we are. The security guards are smoking in front of the fence, their backs to me. Not very professional. Hey, is there really an intruder? Yeah, I heard it's 2 young women and 3 men. Just leave it be. They probably meant Maya and the others. Again? Why? Won't there be any trouble? Oh, if what's going on here got out? The hell would I know? But it's orders from Shinjo-sama. Shinjo? Never heard the name before, but it's clear she was more dangerous than these guys. Intentionally leaving intruders alone meant either they were confident they'd catch them in a trap, or else they wouldn't get in their way. This kind of situation could get ugly real quick. Either way, it looked like I'd better hurry. I grabbed the key ring from the older guy's belt. He'd taken out another cigarette and was trying to light it. My lighter's at gas. Hey kid, give me a light. The young guy nodded and started pawing at his pockets. What an idiot. Hey, what's taking so long? That's weird. I could have swore I just had a light. I stretched out my left hand from behind him and held up my Zippo lighter. The older guy thanked me, lit up and took a deep, satisfying drag. I brought this thing because my hand felt empty without one. surprisingly come in handy. Thanks, kid. Oh, here it is. Okay, here ya. Just as the younger one found his lighter, he finally noticed me, gasping in shock. Quick as a wink, I smashed my left elbow into the older guy's face and dropped him. Then I sandwiched the younger guy against the shutter and smashed the hilt of my sword to his solar plexus. I saw the older man crumble to the ground from the corner of my eye. I went easier on the younger one. He managed to keep to his feet, doubled over in pain and gasping for air. I grabbed him by the nape of the neck, slammed him into the fence, then unsheathed my sword just to expose the blade, which I pressed against his neck. I know you've got a long-haired female cop named showing me a ship captured. Where is she? Fourth floor in the research lab. The elevator only has buttons for 3 floors. How do you go higher? The order you push the elevator buttons in is the security code I heard. I don't know it. Who does? That guy? The supervisor in charge of security. He's in the room on the other side of this fence. Looks like I had to go by elevator to get to the other side of the fence. When he told me the older guy's keyring had the key to the elevator switchboard, this time I gave him a knee to the solar plexus as a present and put him to sleep. It was probably pointless to ask these guys about Maya and the others. I grabbed the keyring for the sprawled out older guy as my reward for the light, then left the area. Jeez, Tatsuya is so ruthless in this game. He's understandably different from how he is in Innocent Sin for obvious reasons, but God, he's so ruthless. I love it. Protagonists in this series aren't usually like that. So it's a nice change of pace to see Tatsuya just be so completely callous with these enemies. Alright, so we need to go back to the SP trap room. Alright, so back to the HP trap room and then switch the thing. Let me backtrack from there. So I'm going to go right back to the HP trap room, probably get into 500 encounters, and I'll be right back. There's no other plot-related things on the way back, so I will be just fighting things on the way. Alright, we're back. Switch the administrative mode back to A. And now we go back and get into another encounter. I have not run into a single Shogoth or Python since coming up to these higher floors. I guess they gave up on giving me cards. Oh well, it's fine. Kinda wish I could get some more cards though, because I only got 1. I ain't a card. Never mind, I forgot what I said earlier. I got a card. Alright, so. Oh my god. Alright, this is probably gonna be the last encounter before we reach the boss. So, blast him. Zanma. Oh no, 7 HP. I'm so scared. Die. Alright, we did it. That should be the last encounter. Because we should be at the elevator. Now, as a warning, right now, we are about to enter a series of boss fights. So make sure you are fully healed and prepared for anything. So we're gonna save. Also, it is very important that you make sure Apollo is rank 8. We are going to need it. The extra power helps too, but you know, just make sure it's rank 8. I opened up the switchboard and flipped on the power to the elevator. I don't know how they did, but it looked like it was set up to automatically cut the power if the elevator is not used at a fixed time. Those security protocols are such a pain in the ass, but they're sticking with them so rigorously they must be hiding something that's worth it. I stepped onto the elevator and pressed the button for floor 2. When the elevator opened, a robot I'd never seen before pointed the muzzle of a heavy gun at me. It reminded me of the Order of the Holy Lance on the other side. A model number, X0, was painted on the body. "Throw down your weapon, surrender! You may be a child, but I will show no mercy!" It looked like someone was piloting it. The young guy beat up earlier screamed from the other side of the fence next to me. "Turn that goddamn brat to mincemeat!" Seems like he managed to wake up and made reports to higher-ups. The guy inside this thing must have known how to get to the 4th floor. All I had left was to pull him out there and make him spill his guts.
So, this music might sound familiar, and yeah, that's because the X1 is basically a Longinus, except not Longinus. So, the X1 has the capability of sealing your persona with a skill called Muramasa Copy. It is basically just Longinus Copy with a different name. So what we're gonna do to win this fight is click Nova Kaiser until he's dead, basically. This is part of why you want to be rank 8. Just hope and pray he does not seal your persona, because you are going to be in for a bad time if he does that. Now, I'd like to... Okay, that was funny. I would like to point out that yes... Uh-oh. Ow. Well, I like how it starts... It shows like an actual sign that's low on health. We are almost level 97. That thing did a lot of damage to me, though. Hopefully there's nothing else after this. Yeah, get fucked. Oh, damn it! Useless piece of junk! The drive line shorted out and smoke started rising all over the mech. A scrap iron hatch opened, the pilot jumped out. He tried to draw the gun at his hip, but the tip of my sword to his face was enough to get him to behave. The young man on the other side of the fence had already vanished. Hands up. Well, what's your objective? Don't think you can make it out of here alive! I pushed my blade forward, the tiny spit. The tip sunk into his forehead and a line of blood traced down his nose. Get in the elevator. Understood. The man held up both hands. While keeping my peripheral vision, I maintained my stance and smoothly moved around towards the elevator. All the while my blade remained against his forehead. He groped one hand in for the elevator button. After a moment, the door opened. My blade still against him. I walked in without hesitation while he was back against it. Rolled into the cage back first. I kicked him in the chin, momentarily knocking him senseless. I grabbed the nape of his neck, made him stand up, shoved his face to the button panel, and stole the automatic handgun off his hip. When I released the safety and pulled back the slide, I found that one of the bullets had already been fired. I ejected the shell and let it roll towards the floor. I was just aping my... Yeah, I should have been able to handle this weapon alright. Pressed the muzzle up to the back of the man's ear. 4-4. With blood dripping on his forehead and nose, the man pushed the buttons 3-1-1-2-3-2-1-3-B-1 in that order. When he pressed the G button slightly downward, the elevator began to move. I grabbed the nape of his neck and made the man stand in front of the doors. This was a trap, he'd be the one getting shot for it. We passed the 3rd floor. The number 3 on the door panel indicated started flickering. Several seconds passed, the doors open. Looks like we reached the 4th floor. I figured security guards would be lying in wait, but no one was here. Pushed the man forward and left the elevator. I heard it was here. When I made him guide me to where Shiori-san was, the man stopped in front of a room that looked like a research lab. Well, as I might as well find out who they were. Who are you people? What are you doing here? You came here not knowing that? Who in the world are you? Without a word, I pulled back the gun's hammer. Even if I told you about the New World Order, a kid like you wouldn't understand a thing about it. Only the technicians know the details of what's going on inside. Shinjo is conducting a bunch of different experiments using the subjects that were delivered. Is he the boss? Shinjo's only the manager for this location. Imagine the scandal if people knew who was really in charge. Tatsuya. I'm sure you've at least heard the name. A kid like you couldn't even touch a great man like him. The New World Order will create a new world without sin. Tatsuya's father and the man who screwed my dad over. My memory served me right. Even now he would still be the foreign minister. I got it. He'd be able to use the cops, the mafia, the mass media, and facilities like this as he pleased. By all appearances, it was a safe bet that Tatsuya was his favorite errand boy. I silenced the loose-lipped pilot with a strike to the back of the neck with my gun, then passed to the door of the research lab. Around the center of the lab, there was a demon restrained on a revolving lab table set upright, hung its head like a crucified sinner. Its blood-red hair as long as a shroud cloaked its face from view. Its overall form looked human enough, but skin color was difficult to describe beyond that it was clearly not of this world. If I were so inclined, the talons of both its hands could easily tear through the lab table, which was restrained along with the men in white standing on either side of it. It looked like it had been sedated or something. The men in white seemed to have noticed my arrival. They backed away several steps, but somehow they didn't seem too surprised. There was no one else in the room. A horrific premonition scared up my spine. Glaring at the men in white, I barged straight in while thrusting the gun at them. Still a clipboard holding a chart from the narrow-eyed man looked it over. On the chart, the process of Shiori-san's metamorphosis to a demon was documented via a series of photos. By deliberately allowing a persona to take over, they transformed her into a demon. It seemed like this was an experiment to change a person to a demon by swapping a demonic archetype into the collective sleeping in the collective unconsciousness with the human consciousness. I uttered a wordless scream and landed 2 blows in the leg of the middle-aged man trembling next to the narrow-eyed man. As he squealed like a pig and crumpled, I grabbed the narrow-eyed man by the collar and slammed him on the operating table. Change her back! Right now! I put pressure on the narrow-eyed man's throat with my left arm and pressed the muzzle between his eyes as I shouted. I can't! I was only entrusted with the last submission and stack management, man! Then who can? Who the hell thought of this bullshit? Takahisa Kandori! Kandori's applied the theory! Right now he's going by the name Shinjo! Where the hell is he? Just up ahead, at the JSM! The narrow-eyed man pointed a figure trembling with terror and oxygen deprivation in the inner door. I wanted to kill him. All these bastards should die. I couldn't stop myself from putting more strength to the arm holding by his throat. Yo, considering Tatsuya has the power of persona, he could probably, snap this dude's neck in a second. The narrow-eyed man's eyes popped open, his tongue lolled out as he gasped for breath. Tried to peel my arm off with both hands. What do you think he could do when he was that weak? Do it. Crush the life out of him. A dusky impulse blew up from the bottom of my heart and became a black flame. The bruise he left on me ached as if it was being squeezed on right now. Uh-oh. That's not good. At my back, I heard a series of intermittent metallic clanks and the sound of something heavy thudding onto the floor. I returned to my senses when I turned around. Shiori-san was collapsed on the floor, convulsing and trying to pull herself upright. The middle-aged man reached out to the desktop computer and unlocked the lab table. Uh-oh. When Shiori murmured those otherworldly words and rose to her knees, the room temperature dropped in an instant. What sounded like a whistle, a scalpel-sharp freezing wind began to whirl around us. She can never return to the way she was. She switched perfectly with an archetype with the collective unconsciousness. And the only one who knows how to restore lost ego is Kandori! The middle-aged man kept frothing at the mouth, the blood flowing when his leg froze over. Even that spray blew into the violently spiraling wind like glittering diamond dust. The sinful persona Joker has called the Windwalker from the unfathomable unconsciousness. She has become one of the great old ones who once ruled the earth. Arise, Ithaqua. The Wendigo, Ozuki-kun. Why don't we confirm the experiment's results with our own eyes? Incarnated demons, a great old one and archetype, using a human body. This is a unique opportunity to learn what can best utilize its abilities. With a feeling of despair, I stared up at the completely changed Shiori-san from behind. She floated in the air. What do I do? Anesthesia! In that tank there! The narrow-eyed man, or Uzuki as he was called, pointed at the big tank next to it with his eyes so I was pinning him down. Right, this guy said he was in charge of administering anesthetic or something like that. While I considered how to do this, Shiori-san's head spun a full 360 degrees as she turned to face me. Yep, we don't get a chance to save or heal. We now have to fight. Well, we can't contact her, but we must fight the Wendigo, who is level 68. We do not get healed between the last fight and this one, so if your health is low, definitely use a heal right now, because Shiori here loves ice skills, which Apollo is weak to. This is going to be a rough fight, so keep your health high and apply fire. Okay, good. But yeah, she is weak to fire, but we are weak to ice, so just be careful with your health. Even though I'm level 96, she can probably still beat my ass. Okay, I'm doing a decent amount. Diamond dust. How much is that doing? Not much. It's doing a lot less than I thought I was going to do. Alright. Good. Nice dodge, Tatsuya. Keep on blasting her. Okay, I'm actually going to heal after this one. Okay, never mind. That didn't do that much. You do want to keep your health high because this is not the end of our excursion here. We're still going to have another fight coming up after this. Because as we already know, Tatsuya did have an encounter with a certain someone. Also, I didn't level up, so I also didn't get to heal, so that's great. When I tackled Shiori-san to the ground, I sliced open the thick anesthesia pipe, creeping through the floor with my sword. Liquid gas blew up from the pipe, but splashed over Shiori-san. Baring her fangs, Shiori-san tried to stand. With deadly precision, she slammed into the pipe with all her strength. I am not even going to read these lines. Gradually, all the while making gurgling noise, the anesthetic poured into her. Shiori-san's body finally relaxed and went still. I didn't have the slightest clue how much she should have ingested, thanks to the volatile gas my head was spinning. That's enough. Uzuki, who was trembling in a corner of the room, turned the tank's valve shut. When I glanced at the middle-aged man, I saw he was frozen to death with a gruesome expression of manic delight. Well, he kinda deserved it. How long would it hold? Probably about 2 hours or so, and to think you used enough to knock out an African elephant for 3 days. Uzuki came up next to me and looked down at Shiori-san. He also glanced at the middle-aged man's corpse, but he averted his eyes in a hurry. Sorry about earlier. If the middle-aged man hadn't undone Shiori-san's binds, I might have run away with my hatred and killed Uzuki. Sure, he participated in the experiment that put Shiori-san in this state, but he also gave me a hint on how to put her to sleep. No, it's alright. This woman is an acquaintance of yours, right? I couldn't blame you if you killed me. Shinjo, or rather Kandori, you say he was just ahead, right? Yeah, he ordered us to slow you down while he was welcoming the other intruders. The JSM, I mean the machine for separating jokers from joke users, is down the hallway, straight ahead. Kandori's there. I'll be back. I left Shiori-san behind, headed through the door Uzuki pointed out, the one that led further inside. Takahisa Kandori. I knew the name if nothing else. I could have sworn that Yukino-san and her friends killed him 3 years ago during the Mikage Cho incident, and yet he was here. No way it's a coincidence. That JSM thing must be the core of this lab's research. It's the only way they can be manipulating rumors and increasing jokers on such a large scale. I guess for New World Order, or whatever they're called, the more jokers the better. When I went out through the door, the hallway continued with similar research labs either side of me with matching doors. Eventually I approached the end of the hallway and approached a unique looking steel door. No, don't do it for the likes of me! Once stood in front of the door, I heard Akichi's indistinct screams, sounding like he got captured and dragged here. He was probably being used as a hostage to threaten Maya and the others. You're still a kid. I'm disappointed. You can't handle a company if you lose sight of your goals so easily. This voice must be that man Kandori's. Allow me to teach you how to cast them aside. By the sound of things, Akichi was in danger. Judging by the location of the voices, Akichi was to my right and Kandori to my left. First of all, the door right in front of me must be between them. The door's hinges weren't on this side, which means it opened outward. Expecting the door to smack into Kandori, I busted open with all my strength and leapt out onto the other side. At the same time they opened the door towards Kandori, I heard a bullet or something strike it. Kandori was hidden behind the door, so I couldn't see him. Adrenaline raging, I saw the situation around me unfold with grim deliberation. My senses were so honed I felt like a radar, see every movement clearly and every noise as clear as a bell. Immediately next to me, in the corner of my right eye, I saw Akichi crouching down, and behind him, security guards pressing a gun to his head. In the huge room before my eyes, there was a large apparatus like a revolver cylinder. Countless rows of test tube-like tanks filled with bizarre, sticky black goo lined up all around us. In front of that machine, Maya, my older brother, and the others were surrounded by security guards who had guns trained on them from the stair, landing a level above them. God damn it, I told you so! Based on everyone's relative positions, I got that Maya and the others were on the 3rd floor, while Akichi, Kandori, and the security guards and me were on the landing of the 4th floor, leading into an atrium. After that, my body moved before I could think. I ran past Akichi, kicked him from behind with all my strength, sent him flying towards the door. Hit the door face first and went rolling down the middle of the hallway I'd come from. I caught sight of the door slamming shut from the force of the rebound in the corner of my eye. Using the inertia from kicking Akichi, I twisted my body to bisect the security guard who had been standing behind me. I heard that when another target jumps out in front of someone suddenly, they'd be confused for an instant about which one they should shoot. I ended that guy before he can come to a conclusion. I immediately straightened again and turned past the door. A man in shades with a flashy scar on his face pointed a handgun at me, still trailing a very line of smoke from the muzzle. Not at all shaken, the corner of his mouth fell into a shallow smile. You blended cynicism with fatigue, affection with caprice, and nihilism with excessive talent. You probably ended with a man like this. This must have been Kandori. Tatsuya! From below, my older brother called out my name. The time it took to do so, the two of us could get taken out. Nothing for it. Give a push forward the horribly cliched line. Get out of here now! Looked like everyone remembered what they should be doing. Maya and the others escaped in a rush, and the guards started opening fire on them all together. Regardless, neither you nor they can escape from fate. Paradox, boy. Paradox. With that one word, I understood what bound me to this man. I got a job to do too. I see. You two were enchanted by him. Then tell him for me that I'll protect Maya and everyone else. This man knew me and him on an even deeper level than Pseudo. Paradox. What kind of outcome was I even implying? No need to pass on a message. He hears all. Just so. It's clear the persona Kandori bore was the incarnation of him. He almost completely erased the presence of his persona, just like I did. I didn't notice until it was right under my nose. Fury flowed through my veins, and I was completely awash in hatred. Have you ever considered why the moon you can never reach shines as beautifully as it does? As burning up. It is not because it reflects the light of the sun, it's because it's embraced by darkness. The deeper the darkness, the brighter its light shines. My field of vision was narrowing. Maya Amano too will inevitably fall into darkness. You too must become a black sun. Alright. He's back from the dead. Takahisa Kandori is back once again. And he's playful today. He is level 70. Kandori is a fucking menace in this game compared to our last outing against him. In Persona 1, we had the power of guns to obliterate this guy. But in this game, thanks to you-know-who, he has received quite the power boost.
Kandori now contains numerous dangerous skills. He can cut our HP in half with Eternal Black. He can hide our HP and SP with a skill exclusive to enemies called Shadow Force. He has another skill that gets stronger the more he uses it. And Myriad Arrows, which just does lots of damage. Even at level 96, I feel like we're going to have problems with this guy. We cannot use fire or nuclear on him, so our only offensive option is Gigantic Fist. So I'm going to say this, but we must fist him to death. If he hits you with Shadow Force, the way you can be sure about your HP is if Tatsuya is kneeling. That's when you know you're at low HP. But otherwise, let's get the show on the road. If you have Silver Minishas, you should probably use them on this fight. Eternal Black is a very bad skill to be hit by. Oh, he's immediately gonna go for Myriad Arrows. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we're gonna use the Silver Minisha immediately, just so in case he uses Eternal Black on me. Also, if you do have Magatamas, it's probably best to use them here. You're probably not using them with Maya's party, since they're single target items. Alright, what are you gonna do to me? Myriad Arrows? How much is that doing to me? Oh my goodness, that fucking hurts. I am level 96, and that still did that much damage to me. My god, this dude is a menace. Alright, let's slap on a bead. He really loves Myriad Arrows for some reason. Look at that, that does so much. Literally just the fact, the only thing that's saving my ass is the fact I have 999 HP. Alright, punch him. Okay, he's going to use the power of gun. Alright, what do you got? Eternal Black, alright. We are safe right now because we used the Silver Minisha. If you do get hit by Eternal Black, I would honestly advise just healing immediately. Forego attacking and focus on keeping your health high. Once he starts whipping out his more dangerous attacks, you will want your health to be high. So I will waste another Silver Minisha now. Well, it's a good thing I did. But I only have one left, meaning that once I use this last one, we are now susceptible to Eternal Black. Alright, please use a different move. Okay, that's fine. That's not fine, actually. That fucking hurts, dude. I can probably tank a couple more hits. So, we'll punch him. Okay. Well, there goes my last Silver Minisha. Now he can lower my HP by boatloads. Please don't use it again. Okay, Myriad Arrows. I'm actually gonna heal now. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna heal now. I'm gonna err on the side of caution and just heal now. Real shame that Somas can't be used in battle in this game. Alright, and there goes my HP. 499. Alright, I'm going to... If he hits me with another Myriad Arrows, then I'll heal. This really is just a battle of war of attrition. We aren't doing much damage. Oh, come on. He really loves these two skills, doesn't he? Yikes. Okay, yeah, definitely. If he hits me with the Eternal Block, we definitely heal. Go the next turn. Like, the next time he doesn't attack, we heal. I shouldn't burn through all my beads, though. Unless he does this! He has me in a fucking death loop right now. To where, if he uses Eternal Black, my health gets, like, destroyed. And then he just clicks myriad arrows. And there goes more of my health. Alright, see, Tatsuya is kneeling, so his health is low, so that's definitely the time to heal. If you use Shadow Force, that is your indicator for when you need to heal. Alright. Crawling Chaos! This is the skill that gets stronger with each use. If he starts spamming that, that's when things get very dangerous. That's when we want to get this fight done and over before he kills you. I should probably be using my Magatamas because I'm not really doing much damage. Oh, fuck off. Oh, my health. It just doesn't exist half the time. Alright, I'm gonna hit the bullet. We're gonna use the Magatamas. I need the power boost badly. Do not. Okay, that's fine. That's not fine. That fucking hurts. If he like crits me, I think I'd die if my health is that low. Alright. Use another bead. That's a good thing I have a good number of these. I'm gonna buy more after we get out of here. Oh, fuck off! Stop! Stop draining, taking away half my HP, dude! I'm trying to play the video game, man! Alright, let's use the Protection Magatama 2. Boost our defense. This does not boost our magic defense, though. So this will only really help against not that. It will not help against that, but it will help against Myriad Arrows, because Myriad Arrows is a Fizz attack. Alright, heal up again, and he's probably going to hit me with another Eternal Black. I've literally spent the last 4 turns doing nothing but healing. Okay, good. Myriad Arrows. Okay, yeah, that Raku Kaja really helped a lot. Alright, punch him. Let's see how much we do now that we have an attack boost up. Please do a lot. Okay, that's a lot of damage. He can heal himself. Are you serious? Okay, well that wasn't that much. That's basically like half a Gigantic Fist's worth of damage now. Oh no. Stop. I'm starting to think it's not... Okay, he's dead. I'm starting to think it was a different skill that boosts in damage. Dude, he has another skill called Wheel of Time. I think Wheel of Time is the skill that boosts damage. Huh. Time. Why does that sound awfully familiar? Huh. Maybe I'm overthinking things again. Oh, we are level 97, and because all our stats are almost capped, we only got more magic attack. Oh my god. Like, my 74, poor 74 strength. You live up to your reputation, Paradox Boy. However, you're still young. I sight the point of my sword left and right, aiming for his neck, but Kendoi danced back half a step and evaded it. How do I turn Shiori-san back to normal? I sighted my blade to the left, but couldn't pull back, so I shoved the pommel forward my left palm and aimed to stab for his upper lip. I'll give you a hint. Kendoi tilted his face out of the way, and when my blade grazed his ear, he grabbed it with his left hand. All I had to do was pull back and cross him his fingers, giving me a broad, natural smile. However, even when I yanked it with all my strength, my sword didn't move a centimeter. It was like it was caught in a vice. Creation is the synthesis of contradictions. When difficult and conflicting things coexist become one, something new is born. The hell does that mean? It means that both you and I are merely actors playing our roles. However, there's nothing degrading about this. The process is essential to the result. Shut up! You're just an errand boy! If you wish to save Shiori Miyashiro, seek out a suitable place for her. Assuming, of course, that you suppose you're capable of taking all her contradictory values at once.
He struck the inside. I stopped to think about what he had said. Kenjori's right hand slammed to my side and knocked the wind out of me. When I was staggered, he leapt light-footed over the railing and jumped down to the floor below. Wait! Think it over long and hard as you play your little games. Kenjori looked up at me, bowling balls in his hand held aloft, then passed through the door downstairs and disappeared. When I went back to the lab room where Shiori-san was at, Ikichi and Ozuki were already there. Tatsuya, looks like I owe you another one. That shades-wearing asshole jumped me in the parking lot. Such a loser. Don't worry about it. You're a great guy. More importantly, you need to ask you a favor, man to man. That's right. There's no need for him to worry about something like that. I owed him so much myself. That a lifetime would be enough to pay it back. What is it? Tell me anything, man. Don't say anything to Amano-san and the others about how we met here or what we talked about. You and I met for the first time back there. Got it? Looks like you got your reasons. Got it, man. My lips are sealed. I could just picture Maya catching Kichi all about me. I wanted to cough as much information about me and the other side as I could. But you know, Suo, talking that would make you feel better. I'll listen. I don't know if you can count on me, but... Come on. I'll down to smart prison anytime. Oh, but make sure it's after band practice. Got it? Oh my god. This guy, he hadn't changed at all. He was a scatterbrained idiot, a narcissist, the most kind-hearted, reliable guy I'd ever known. In the depths of his heart, he was completely single-minded, completely good. I would absolutely keep my word. I remember the last words he told me on the other side. Got it. I still got things to do. I can't see you off, but make sure you get back to the parking lot soon. Yeah, sure thing. Thanks again, Suo. Be careful out there. Ikichi clapped my shoulder and left. I'd probably never see him again. So long, Ikichi. You hurry over to the parking lot, too. You can't stay here anymore anyway, right? I turned over to face Ozuki. I didn't have time to immerse myself in sentimentality. Me and those other people set that guy just now and the other inmates free. They might take you to the Nanjo Memorial Hospital or somewhere. If you're with them, you'll come in handy. Will you cooperate with them? I see. So they're not taking her with them? I crouched down next to the completely transformed Shiori-san, stuck my hands on her arms to test her weight. Looks like you can manage carrying her out. I'll figure something out for her. Hurry up and go. The state she was in, there was no way I could take her to an ordinary hospital. It looks like I could do was find that suitable place Kendori talked about if I wanted to return to normal. I hadn't figured out the riddle that would be this easy to solve. The only one who knew anything about this would be the long-nosed old man from the blue room. To be continued. Jeez. My god, that was a lot of reading. Alright, so... that was quite a lot to unpack. But it's weird. It feels like stuff I just heard is leaving my head immediately. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, let's get out of here. But anyway, we still have our own work to take care of. You know, part of that is I need to go heal, so let's go do that first, and then we'll stop for today. Because, yeah, that was a lot of reading. So next time, we have some side stuff to do. So let's heal up. Alright, we're out of here. Thank you. Goodbye. Alright, so now that we have gotten through all that, next time we will get back to our regularly scheduled Eternal Punishment shenanigans, because we have some side stuff to do before the next dungeon. That, and I'm going to have to spend an unhealthy amount of time making more personas, so that's going to be fun. So, anyway, I'll see you then.